Hey and welcome to Hank's True Barbecue. Today we're doing another what I call a combination dish where we combine the flavors from the barbecue together with, in this case, a Dutch oven. We're making Osso Buco. Now Osso Buco is a very traditional Italian dish made from veal shanks. This is what it looks like. I have a few of these frozen. As you can see, there's a large bone in the middle and some meat around it, and that's actually the literal translation of Osso Buco. Means a bone with a hole in it. So, but actually the hole is stuffed, and that's a good thing. In this case, with bone marrow. Now you may have heard before that if you should leave the bone in when you cook it because it adds more flavor. Well, technically it's not the bone so much, but actually the marrow. That's right here in the middle, and we're going to utilize that. And marrow, what does that consist of? Well, it's actually like 90% fat and a bit of salt. So fat is good, it always adds flavor, and in this case, fat takes very well to smoke. So of course that's what we're gonna do. This is, after all, a barbecue channel. So I'm gonna thaw these. When they're thawed, we're gonna fire up the grill. We're gonna smoke them real good to get all that smoke flavor into the fat and the meat. And then we're gonna braise it using the Dutch oven. It's gonna be a real tasty dish, so stick around. So it's the day after, the veal shanks have thawed. This is what it looks like. As you can see, quite a bit of meat, but also a large bone with all that good marrow. It's gonna take very well to smoking. So I think the first thing that we're gonna do is fire up the grill and get these some good smoke flavor. So let's step outside. So we're up to grill temp, which is 120 to 130 Celsius to 50 to 65 Fahrenheit. So just added some wood chunks here. This is some hickory wood with good smoke flavor, and now we're gonna get the veal shanks onto the grates. So I'm gonna leave these on for 2 hours. Get some good smoke flavor. You can see it's coming already. Oh man, this is gonna be a good one. So the meat has been on for 2 hours. Time to take a look. Check that out. Now talk about nice smoke color. Sweet. So let's bring these in. Time to get these into the Dutch oven. Oh man, the smell. This is fantastic. Good looking. As for the rest of the ingredients, except the veal shanks, we have, of course, celery, carrots, some onion, garlic. We're gonna make a Gremolata for this one. Strained tomatoes and white wine, of course. So it's all gonna simmer for quite some time in the Dutch oven. It's gonna be loaded with flavors. All right, so I've got the Dutch oven fired up. Now I chopped all the celery and onion, of course. As you can see, I made it equal size and quite small also. I think this step, browning the veggies, is really important to get all that flavor out, so don't stress this part. Add some garlic also. Garlic's always good. I'm gonna go with 3 cloves in this. Why I stress that this part is important, because there's quite a bit of sugar and we want to get that out. and make the onion go a bit more mellow before we add all the fluid. So I think this is key. And you can't do that with too high temps, so go medium heat in the onion. This is starting to look good. Now we're going to use the parsley later for a gremolata, but instead of just cutting off the leaves and throwing away the stems, I decided, well, actually that's a waste, so I chopped it up. We're going to add it here because it's going to add a bunch of flavor too. So 0 waste. So I think this is looking good. I've been stirring and browning for 15 minutes, I would say. So now we're going to add some strained tomatoes. Almost a cup of water. A bouillon cube. And 2 bay leaves. This is going to add a lot of flavor. It's going to be good. Now we're going to add the veal shanks also. And then this is going to simmer for 2 hours. It's going to smell good around the house. See if we can get this big bad boy down there. I'm just going to wiggle these around to see if I can get them into the liquid here. I'm going to have to move them around. This is a relatively large pot, but still. So you can see four shanks is not going to fit perfectly, but we're going to cook with the lid on. So I'm going to put this on. When it starts simmering, I'll check in a minute or two. And we're just going to leave it like that. So gently simmering for 2 hours. And right, every now and then you forget the most important stuff. We haven't added the wine, of course. That explains why I can't cover the meat. Almost, well, actually a little over a cup. 3 deciliters. There you go. All right, now it's time to simmer, finally. Good thing I remembered. Now while the Osso Buco is simmering, we're gonna make the gremolata, which is made from parsley leaves, lemon zest and garlic. It's that easy, so we're just gonna start chopping this up. And this is gonna be really finely chopped, almost, well, minced. So just keep going. Now that's starting to look good, real fine. So we're gonna add it to a bowl, and then we're gonna add the garlic, and finally the lemon. I really like flat leaf parsley for this. I think it just turns out better. Now for the lemon zest, I use a microplaner. It's just gonna be so much easier. Just make sure you get the yellow outer surface, not the white bitter stuff. It's not gonna taste good. And finally, the garlic. Now again, the microplaner comes in real handy. Just watch your fingers. And we're gonna mix this up. Now, this is how it's done traditionally. I'm gonna add just a tablespoon of oil just to make sure it lasts a few hours longer. It's gonna keep from oxidizing. So it's not traditional, but that's what I'm gonna do. Kind of like an Italian version of chimichurri. Okay, so 2 hours have passed. Time to take a quick look. Oh man, that's looking good. You can see the meat falling off the bones just a bit. I think I'm gonna give it another 30 minutes and then we should be good. So another 30 minutes with the lid on, and then I'm gonna do another 30 minutes with the lid off to reduce it just a bit. So not that far off dinner, but it smells fantastic. Well, the wait is over. This has been, we smoked the veal shanks for 2 hours, then it's been 2.5 hours in here, plus another 30 minutes. That's 5 hours in total. The last 30 minutes without the lid, because I wanted to reduce the liquid just a bit, but it smells fantastic here, so I think it's time for a quick sample. This looks really good. You can see the fall off the bone here, and here's the actual bones with the marrow, so you can dig out and eat. Now this is why I think this, I mean, traditionally you serve this with risotto, but I think this is really good with bread because you can dig out the marrow and spread out on the bread and dip the bread in the sauce to get all those flavors in. So this is going to be good. Oh, this is great. Really mild flavor, which goes very well with the veal, which isn't that strong in flavor to begin with. Oh, this is good. Superb stuff. Gonna try with some of this. Oh, this should be good. The Gremolata is nice because it has a lemony twist and a bit of garlic sharpness also because, well, I did put in a tablespoon of oil, but oh, this is a great compliment. All right, really good one. I think this turned out fantastic. It's kind of like the spring version of Boeuf Bourguignon. This is milder and more gentle and really good herby flavors. So, very traditional Osso Buco with smoked veal shanks. Talk about classic Italian meets barbecue. I think this was a good, fun cook. Took like all day, but that's usually my game when it comes to barbecue, so I'm kind of used to it. Besides all that aroma floating around the house, so nice. And the flavor, I mean, wow. So give this a try, I'm sure you're gonna love it. Thank you again for watching, I really enjoyed it. And I hope you hit that subscribe button if you like what you see. And until next episode.